Hi, another useful tool that is available on Info Ohio on the grades K through 5, grades 6 through 8, and grades 9 through 12 groups is iSearch. If I click on iSearch, it brings up this search panel. Now, this is also where students can look for books that are on our online catalog. But that part has been shut down while we're out of session. But if I type in a search, normally it would give me any ebooks or videos that we might own if this were in the library, but we don't own any ebooks or videos online as part of our library collection. But the next tab is the encyclopedias, and I have 18 results. And like the EBSCO resources, I could narrow this down by date. I have 18 book entries, meaning they came from encyclopedias. I could limit by the publication, language. If it's a research starter, or in this case, I have 4 entries from World Book. And I can either click on the link or I can click on the View Download to see the resource. Click on this first one, brings me to this, and then I click on the View Download. I can see that this is from World Book. I can see that I can get the full text in World Book Student or World Book Advanced. It's a reference. It offers me a basic description. And like many of the Info Ohio resources, I can connect this directly to my Google Classroom, my Google Drive. I can print, I can email, I could save it, I can cite my sources. And once again, all I have to do is scroll through and choose whichever source I need to cite, citation manner in which I need to use. I can export this, or I can create a permalink and then attach that permalink to an email or other form of communication. So I can choose to go either to the full text in the advanced or the World Book Student. I'm going to click the World Book Student. And here's my encyclopedia article about wombats. Now, I can exit out. If I look at the other tabs, I have basic sources. And once again, I see that I have 2,511 results. That's a lot of results for a wombat. I can change the date, 2009 to 2020, and then I hit include. And that should eliminate, hopefully, some. Oh, now I'm down to 840 results. I see I have 5 news articles and 62 that belong to magazines. Subject matter 44 are specific to wombats, 12 include kangaroos, 9 marsupials. I can view more, viewer. I can select, maybe I want to see, there are 69 articles about wombats from the Herald Sun in Melbourne. And maybe I'm interested in those news articles. 316 are in English. I could choose geography. And who is providing this? Is this a primary search? Is it from Middle Search Plus, or is this a newspaper source? And you'll notice that I still have, like, here's the Encyclopedia of Animals. But primarily these are periodicals. Here's an electronic encyclopedia from Columbia. Here's an article from Ranger Rick. The advanced sources. Here you can see that these are scholarly journals. I could once again change the publication date to limit them. I have academic journals, books, fiction. So some of these are probably going to be book reviews about subjects matter to wombats. School library journal. I would think that those would probably be book reviews. Publishers Weekly. 89 from Music Week. Apparently wombats are musical. I can have 6 articles are in Spanish, 8 are in French. There's one that's Czech. Once again, I can limit the geography of the publication, and I can also who is providing that content. Like the others, if there is a PDF, you're going to get the pictures. But with Ranger Rick, it says a periodical. It says 11 color photographs. But if I download that resource, because it's only available as an HTML, I'm going to get my information. I can have it read to me. But when I get down to the bottom, here are my 11 pictures. So I know it was a color photo, and here's the caption. But if this article, I want my students, they can listen to it, they can change the accent, they can speed it up, they can slow it down. I can have it translated for my students that struggle with English as a language. I could play the audio this way, create a permalink, export it, cite my sources. So there's never an excuse that they didn't know how to cite their source correctly. Because all they have to do is simply click on cite. And because this is science, I'm probably going to use APA. I highlight that, I copy it, post it on my works cited page. As long as I know my alphabetical order, there's no excuse not to cite my source here. I can exit out of that. I could save this. I can email this, and that's a trick that I often do. I often email resources to myself because then I have a record of it. I can print it, save it to my Google Drive, or attach it to my Google Classroom. It'll let me choose a class, and then whatever action I want to take. So it's real easy to use. I went too far. I can connect to the STEM or the STEAM resources. And you'll notice that some of these overlap with the encyclopedias, the basic sources, and the advanced sources, because here's our Ranger Rick article again. But these are related to science, technology, engineering, math, and the technical and applied sciences. Open access takes me out. These are connections to reports, typically reports, things that are connected to colleges, studies, websites. Here's a patent. I'm not really sure what that has related to wombats, but it's there. I have 2 articles that are Persian. So there's some fun in playing with this. But if, like, here's a hyperstotic bone disease in a wombat, it's a periodical. I'm assuming this is probably something of a veterinary magazine and not something that would be easy for students to use, unless you're talking your advanced students, your college prep, um, your students that are post secondary. And if I have the option of doing the advanced search using the Boolean terms or adding any limits that I want before I send my search out into the world. Now I click on Info Ohio, and I'm right back here to iSearch. And this is another resource that teachers and students can use to find the information that they might need or answers to their questions.